Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Laura Kay. If you are new here, welcome to this safe space. And if you've been here with me, I love you so much. Thank you guys so much for sticking around, for coming back, for liking and subscribing to these videos. You guys help me co-create this channel together. It is your energy and mine that creates this channel. So I am so grateful to have you guys here. We are going to be doing a tarot reading, probably some oracle cards as well. Right now, we are going to be shuffling the Ethereal Visions deck by Matt Hughes. I love this deck. It is so pretty. I already had one card just fly out right now. It is such a pretty deck. I really hope you guys have been having a great day. Something that has been coming to mind today, I worked an event. I vend, I sell like some of my jewelry and some of my art sometimes. And I was vending an event downtown in Houston, and I was working with a lot of older women who are older than my age, could maybe possibly be like my mother's age, much older than me. On the top of the deck, I'm seeing the Knight of Cups. That's important. Lots of Pisces energy. He's got like fish on his vest, and so a lot of dream energy. You could be getting insights in your dreams. Very much, yeah, it's making me think of dreams a lot. But what I was saying was, some of the people that I was working around, I was noticing a lot of drama and a lot of gossip within like the social group that I found myself in. This is not a social group that I ever find myself in. It was like probably something I won't find myself in again, but there's a lot of energy about that. And so maybe you're experiencing people gossiping about you, talking about you. You're feeling maybe some kind of uncomfortable feelings of like somebody's talking about me or something like that. It's good to be aware of that and to know like who's for your energy and for who's not, but also to know that words are words and people's interpretation of you is what it's going to be, and there's nothing that you can do to change that. So spending your time worrying about it too is not worth your time. And just think about it like all press is good press, babe. Like whatever they're saying, they're sending you energy. No matter what kind of energy it is, you can be an alchemist and you can transform that. Let it work for you. Okay. I am getting the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. He's like staring at what he's about to, like the harvest that he's about to pull in. And you know, we always think of like the seven as being kind of contemplation energy. You may have found yourself like bouncing between different like careers or like jobs or things like that, and you know, finding yourself in different places could be significant to somebody. And now I'm getting the Emperor, which is not what I was expecting. It's exciting. The Ram, there's rams all around this card. I think of the ram as being potentially a very dangerous animal. I used to work at an exotic wildlife park. I was like a tour guide at a cave, and then we had like a wildlife park, and they would say with like the ram is the one that you have to be the most careful of because that thing could break your femur real quick. So I think of that, but I also think of, you know, that hard-headedness of like that shit could break a femur, you know. And there are times where it's healthy for you to be stubborn, especially with this, like I was saying, like contemplating of like jobs and stuff. It's like there's been times where like you've had to state your boundaries and you've had to pull away from things. Sometimes saying no to an offer that looks amazing on paper and looks beautiful could be the reason that you get the next even bigger offer. Like saying no to this, you know, couple $1,000 offer or whatever, some kind of job. What if you say no and the next thing that you get is the $1 million offer? you know? Something about that is important for somebody. So know your worth, stand up for yourself. If your intuition is telling you that something's not for you, listen to that real quick. It does not matter what it looks like on paper. If it looks stupid that you're backing out of something, if that's what your heart is telling you, wait for that. Maybe that next offer, it doesn't have to be a money thing. Maybe whatever it is isn't so much money, but whatever it is provides you with the emotional stability that you need, or like whatever. Something like that is resonating. And then we got the Three of Wands, which is literally like looking out at the horizon, like thinking about where to go next. You're definitely in this like contemplative energy, but like within all of that, you are the Emperor who, it's like you are so divinely guided and your higher self is leading you towards exactly where you need to go. So that's what you need to focus on, is like what it is that brings you joy and positive feelings like in the current moments, and that's what's going to bring you. And maybe with this Knight of Cups that I said I was seeing on the top of the deck, maybe you're going to gain insights on where to go through your dreams, or maybe your dreams are telling you some kind of hints what's for you, what's not, and what parts of the job you need to back away from, because you don't need to be continuously giving up your energy if it's not going to be fed to you. And he's very sunshiny. I'm getting very like masculine, like grounded energy from this card. I'm gonna pull more tarot, or okay, 10 of Wands. And that looks like a heavy bag, but it's like there's so much. Ooh, golly, these are fun. There's like so much passionate, like creative energy within you that's not being expressed currently at this time, that needs to be let out. And then we have the Eight of Swords, and look how like bound she is, like how wrapped up she is. She's literally blindfolded and, you know, shibari wrapped up in this. She's literally like, she doesn't look too upset though. Like she also kind of looks like in the way of like sometimes bondage is a very fun and like freeing thing, even though, you know, on the surface to some people it may not look like that. When consensual, it can be different, and it totally looks like she's like keeping herself in her comfort zone. And I think that's you. I think that this reading is telling me that you have like a lot of options open for you, and you keep choosing your comfort zone over and over. And there's this part of you that like that Three of Wands that's like looking out at the hill, like the Seven of Pentacles that's like looking out at the abundance and the crops that he has. It's like you see so much potential in yourself, but you also keep keeping yourself in this wrap. And there's nothing wrong with that too. Like I was saying, there's some kind of pleasure to be found in this moment of like being in bondage. There's some kinds of wisdom that you're gaining from this time. Maybe you're contemplating so much of your past and things like that, and you're reliving experiences, and you're gaining new wisdom and new insights from old things. Like maybe there's a reason why you've been taking time within some kind of stagnancy, or maybe you feel like you're not up leveling in the way that you should be. I think that's all of the tarot cards that I'm going to pull, but I am going to pull an archetype card. This deck is by Carolyn Miss. I think that I have, I've used it on my video a couple times. She wrote this book called The Spirit Anatomy. She's like a medical intuitive, and I just remember reading that book and feeling so seen, because as a kid, like, I literally, like, I've worked in many clinical settings and like hospitals and things. But as a kid, like I was volunteering at different hospitals in the Houston Medical Center, and I was like doing all this stuff, and I would have like just this clear cognizant knowings of things with people that like seemed so inappropriate to like share, but that's just like a gift. And whenever I read that book, The Spirit Anatomy, I felt so seen, and I felt so like, this isn't crazy. And it was at a time like, I also found that book like right before I started learning Reiki and like that kind of stuff. So just really like helped me get out of a stagnant place of myself when I was stuck in comfort zones, when I was stuck in like holding back the things that I see because of what other people might think. I no longer do that as much. I paused a little bit because of course we still do it sometimes. We get better and better, but I'm getting so much better at just letting out what I know God is putting on my heart to be shared with other people, no matter how uncomfortable it makes them feel. There is an effing reason why I get these preemptive notions of what is to come, because it must be shared, because it is beneficial for somebody to have this knowledge. Like, why else would it be put in my brain? You know what I mean? It's like silly that we like, you know, one person one time was like, don't say that horrible thing that you think might happen. Well, and then it happened. And maybe if you would have listened to me, maybe we could have prevented it. But immediately what fell out? Vampire. You better get your garlic out. So, for the shadow attribute of the vampire, deleting, that could be significant for somebody. But it says depleting others for your own psychic survival, chronic complaining, and codependency. We all know that kind of vampire. Light attribute makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. So whatever job this is, or like whatever it was that I was talking about, like whatever place of your comfort zone that you're keeping yourself in, you're realizing that it's draining you. You're realizing that you can do better. You're realizing that you're coming to the realization that it's been draining you for so long that, like, that's my dog scratching. Excuse you. That is, you're coming to a place of realizing that this stuff didn't happen to you. Actually, it's getting to a point that you're allowing it to keep happening, that you're almost like giving up your energy. And I don't mean that in a way of like shaming or guilting you for doing so, but it's like we come to a level of like realization that like I can no longer continue to be the victim in my life. I have to be the hero, or like, it doesn't even have to be a hero thing, like, but I get to be whoever I want to be in my life, and it is not the victim. Well, that means I have to reframe my narrative of how I have got through these things with such strength, and you know, all the beautiful things. You get to write it whatever beautiful looks like for you. But as you're rewriting that, you can no longer continue to be the victim. You have to realize that I've been allowing these things to impede in my boundaries, and I've been giving up my free time. I've been staying late after work, and I've been, you know, spending all this time when I'm at home doing work, and now there's no such thing as a work-life boundary. Now I'm all confused. But like, yeah, they allowed you to do that, and they probably impeded in some ways, but like you weren't upholding your boundaries. So like, I don't know why I'm still shuffling this, because I don't want this deck anymore. We'll go to the bottom though, the whatever I just pulled out right now, because it's important, because I've been thinking a lot about like the inner child. But it says child, magical. Look at the little fairy. It's really pretty. She was a fairy. She was a fairy with a fatty and it says light attributes, seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible, which is kind of making me think about how I was just telling you, like, you can literally rewrite your story however you want. Is blah, as you've been saying it. It can be just as beautiful as Blair as it is right now, if that makes sense. Like, it could be the flip-flop opposite, just as magical and beautiful. You just got to choose that that's what you want. The shadow aspect says pessimism, depression, disbelief in miracles, believing that energy and actions are not required for growth. I don't need to do anything. It's just going to come to me. In some ways, you got to be careful with that. Like, you have to be careful with being too in that mentality. But, like, because, yeah, you're magnetic and, like, what you want wants you and is going to come for you. But you still have to work. You still have to do the things that, like, you have to do, okay? I am now going to pull from the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck. It is 1551, as I said that, 1551. Because I was about to, like, end it. Because I keep doing these 20-minute videos, but, like, this is where it's supposed to go. This is what we want to do. I'm supposed to not think, and I'm supposed to just do. Just go with what Spirit is telling me. And Spirit's telling me that we gotta keep going. That there's some magic within some of these oracle cards. I think we know where the magic is, and it is on the floor. I've gotten this one before. Releasing allegiances. You're letting go of whatever this thing is that is draining you. Cords are cutting. Chop, 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 snip, snip. You know, there was a time where I was really, you know, I was such a good witch. Like, as I started, like, embracing my more magical sides of myself, my understanding of the other side, which I've always have, but like, when I let go of, like, the girl who was raised as a Christian, like, her mentality of some of these things are wrong, when I kind of started letting that go, I started realizing, because I was always only cutting with love, like, send them away with love. I would never cut a cord because I would go against another person's will and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, there's a point where you realize that, like, you got to do what you got to fucking do if they're going to continue keep coming up, popping up in dreams or whatever. Maybe that's what this dream card is. Maybe you have, like, something or someone that's, like, popping up in your dreams and it's, like, not healthy for you. Like, they're taking up some of your energy and your attention. If that is what's happening with you, cut it off. Really, I don't know what else to tell you. What was it? Releasing allegiances. I didn't keep up with what number it was, and I think I, like, put it away. It's not in alphabetical order. It's not in alphabetical order. I wish it would be. I wish it would be. But you know what? That's me singing that song. That was really funny. That's, like, such a metaphor for, like, so much stuff in this life is, like, so non-linear, and, like, I wish it would be, like, I wish it would make sense so that I could explain it to other people, but, like, nope, I'm just gonna drop little seeds, and something that I say now is gonna make sense a lot later, and that's just how some of the nature of the quantum, like, spiritual work is. It's not going to make sense to what we've, like, always known. It's going to show itself to you. Anyway, I have now found the page that it is on. I'm going to read Releasing Allegations to you. Thank you guys so much for being here again. I really love you and appreciate you. If you want to leave a comment below, tell me how this is showing up in your life and your journey. I would love to hear that. Anyway, now I'm going to read to you. It is time to hold on to yourself and let go of another. Even if it's just for a time, you have gained all that is meant to be from that connection, at least for now. You have given and you have received. The need to let go does not deny the value of what has been acquired, and it is more that the time has come for greater productivity, creativity, abundance, consciousness in your life. That's what I've been saying. You have completed many cycles in the vibrational frequency of consciousness that you are now being asked to release. You've been in the vibrational frequency for some time now, and you've earned the right to step out of that frequency, out of the habits and relationships and the possibilities that are limited to the outmoded frequency. It is now time to expand into higher frequencies of experience that will bring enhanced love. Enchanted love. That's a sign that you have some kind of beautiful, magical, romantic love story coming for you. That's beautiful. But I meant to say, let me reread this sentence. It is now time to expand into higher frequencies of experience that will bring you enhanced love, empowerment, and peace in your life. You will take the wisdom of what you've learned with you into something new. New connections, new relationships, new life experiences at a higher turn of the spiral of life. But first, you. Trust that you can step into solitude for the time being without being consumed by loneliness. We are never alone. Alone just means all one, because everything is connected. Beep, bop, boop. Trust that you can step into solitude for the first time without being consumed by loneliness. It is time to reconnect with yourself. Internal, not external. Yourself inside. Perhaps you've had a period of outward orientation where your energy has been diverted away from the inner journey of self-discovery and creative self-expression and into the world of lists, schedules, and demands. Trust that you may need to step back momentarily, even from your healthy relationships and commitments, to refresh your spirit by reconnecting with your own nature in solitude. Perhaps you've been diving so deep into the creative waters that you've lost your bearings and your energetic connection to the earth and your own life and your needs in the here and now. Either way, you need to come back to the ground of your own body. This is time for self-love, for paying attention to yourself, for nurturing, holding, and being with you. It doesn't mean you can't love another. It just means that you need to turn your attention inwards for a time, for some quality time with you. You will emerge renewed, refreshed, and clearer about your journey and your relationships as a result of this. This oracle is also a confirmation that the work you've been doing on yourself is working for you. Your level of self-love is growing, and your ability to love consciously and healthily is increasing as a result. Some connections in your life will mature along with you, and your regard and affection will deepen and blossom. It will be revealed that other relationships are no longer relevant in your life journey. You will know this. You will know which is which because you will feel it. You will feel it most clearly when you have some time to be with yourself in reconnection. If you've been contemplating a change in lifestyle, enrolling in a class or joining a group, starting a project, or setting aside time to focus on your inner work, this oracle comes as a confirmation that these things would be so supportive, healthy, and helpful for you. This oracle comes with particular guidance that there is a situation that has recently arisen or will arise soon when you need to back yourself. Don't be put upon or hoodwinked into backing down by the emotional reactions of others. Stand your ground and stay aligned with what you know to be true. No matter how wonderful something seems logically or on the surface, this is exactly what I was saying at the beginning. Are you kidding me? No matter how wonderful this seems logically or on the surface, if something doesn't feel right for you, then it is not the time. Perhaps that will change and it will be right for you later. Perhaps you will step away and realize with relief that you had a lucky escape from a situation that would have ended up unnecessarily costing you. Either way, backing yourself and not giving in to the opinion of another, no matter how highly you would have rated that opinion in the past, is important. It is likely that you are breaking from tradition with a role model or a belief system that you've outgrown. You must be there for yourself because you're doing well, you're on the right path, and you're growing. Well done. Well done. Oh my goodness, it's been 25 minutes now. I knew when I started reading that thing that this was going to go for a while, but you know what? Some of you are still here listening, and I really appreciate you. If you're still here listening, I'm so grateful that you are getting something out of this, and I would love to hear more in the comments about how this resonates in your life. I am so grateful that I get to be a part of your experience, whether it be for this moment or whether you choose to like and subscribe and stick around. I'd be so happy to have you around again and to get to continue to share with you in this beautiful life journey. If you have found me here, you are a unique, beautiful, lovely being, and I'm so happy I get to be a part of your experience. Thank you guys so much for watching, for being a part of this, and I will talk to you again very soon. Much love and many blessings. Bye bye.